Hello guys, how are you all? Hope you are doing well. As you all know, I am Nanda and today I am here by you with a continuation of rest of the chapter which is the amazing chapter from biology, Fundamental Units of Life. Well, in the last class we have discussed what is cell, structure of cell and classification of cell, right? In this class, we will be learning the structure of plant cell and animal cell, each by each, the parts of the cell one by one, and we will be discussing about it detailedly. Okay, well, we will be starting with the animal cell. Here we have the animal cell. Now I'll be drawing the structure of animal cell. Directly we have the plasma membrane. Then we have the nucleus. Well guys, this is the structure of animal cell, and firstly we have the plasma membrane. Then we have, so here we have the lysoenzyme. This is the lysoenzyme, and this black thing is known as the Golgi complexes, or it is known as the Golgi apparatus. So this is the Golgi complexes, and here this two organelles is known as the EPR. There is two types of EPR, that is the rough endoplasmic reticulum and smooth endoplasmic reticulum, and you will be learning this in the coming videos. So this is the endoplasmic reticulum. This is the short form of endoplasmic reticulum, that is EPR. And finally, here we have the mitochondria. This is the mitochondria. And the last one is the nucleus. This, as you all know, this is nucleus. Well, the outer covering is known as the plasma membrane. Then this black organelle is known as the Golgi complexes. Then these two organelles are known as the EPR, that is the endoplasmic reticulum. And the middle one is known as the nucleus. And this is lysoenzyme. And this is mitochondria. So in this video I have told earlier that we will be learning, in the coming videos we will be learning the cell organelles, that is the EPR, Golgi complexes, then lysoenzyme, mitochondria, nucleus and all. We will be studying about this in detail. Well, when we look the structure of the animal cell, what can you see at first thing? What is the first thing you see? The first thing is the outer covering. You see the outer covering, right? So in this video, we will be looking more about the outer covering, that is known as the plasma membrane. We will be looking about plasma membrane. Moving on to the plasma membrane. Well, the plasma membrane. So as you all know, what is plasma membrane? Plasma membrane means it is the outermost covering of the cell, right? Plasma membrane is the outermost covering. Outer of a cell. Outermost covering of a cell. Okay, now shall we look the structure of or how it looks like, how the plasma membrane looks like? The plasma membrane is actually a bilipid layer. Bilipid layer. This is actually a bilipid layer. Now, this bilipid layer, it is like this. There is two layers of lipid. This is the lipid or known as the fatty acids. Okay, well, the round thing is known as the hydrophilic end. This is the hydrophilic end, and the tail end is known as the hydrophobic end. So this round portion is known as the hydrophilic end, and the tail end is known as the hydrophobic end. Okay. Now, after this lipids, we have the trans protein. This is known as the trans protein. This is the trans protein. This trans protein helps in transferring of materials inside and outside. It helps in transferring of materials to inside, not materials, it's the proteins. It helps in transferring of protein from inside and outside. Okay. Then again we have the lipids. Again the lipid goes on. Then we have the surface protein and integral protein. Well, I will write here, this is the surface protein, which is towards the environment, and this is the integral protein, and this is towards the cytoplasm. And this integral protein is not deep, it is not deep into the cell, but it is almost in the cell. Well, we have a layer of lipid, one layer of lipid and another layer of lipid, and this both lipid layers makes the bilipid layer. Bi means two, and this makes the bilipid layer. Then we have the trans proteins, which helps in transferring of proteins inside and outside. Then we have the surface protein and integral protein, and this model is known as the fluid mosaic model. This model is known as the fluid mosaic model. It is the fluid mosaic model, and this is proposed by Singer and Nicholson. Singer and Nicholson. So this model is known as the fluid mosaic model, and this is proposed by Singer and Nicholson. Hence, this plasma membrane is a semi-permeable membrane. It is the semi-permeable membrane. This is the semi-permeable membrane. Well, semi-permeable membrane. What do you mean by the term semi-permeable membrane? Or what do you mean by permeability? It means the ability of a substance to allow some molecules to pass through them. Ability of a substance to allow some molecules to pass through them is known as permeable or permeability. And what do you mean by semi-permeable? It only allows some of the molecules to pass through them. It only allows some of the molecules to pass through them. Not all materials, some of the materials. Here, this plasma membrane, it is presented in both animal cell and plant cells. It is seen in animal and plant cells. But the basic difference is, in the plant cells, it is inside the cell wall. And if you are taking about animal cell, they itself is the outer covering of the animal cell. Hope you understood this. Well, let us once again recap. Here we have the animal cell and the outer covering is the plasma membrane. Then we have the Golgi complexes, EPR, nucleus, lysosome and mitochondria. And in this video, we have discussed more about the outer covering known as plasma membrane. And we have looked at the model, and this model is known as the fluid mosaic model. And it is proposed by Singer and Nicholson. Well, here we have the bilipid layer, and this is the one lipid layer, this is the another lipid layer, and this is known as the lipid. This lipid is also known as the fatty acids, and the round end is known as the hydrophilic end, and the tail end is known as the hydrophobic end. And the one layer is towards the environment, and this is towards the cytoplasm. And this is the transproteins. It helps in transferring of protein inside and outside. And here we have the surface protein and integral protein. Surface protein is towards, it is in the surface, and integral proteins, it is towards the cytoplasm, it is towards the cell. And this plasma membrane is known as a semi-permeable membrane, and we have discussed what is semi-permeable membrane and permeability. Hope you understood this video. In the next class, we will be learning molecules across the cell. We will be learning molecules across the cell, and we will be learning the cell inside different solutions. We will be looking more about cells. When we put the cell in a different solution, different concentrated solution, what will happen to that cell? We will be learning about these things in the coming classes. Till that, stay tuned. Bye-bye. This is Nanda signing off. Thank you.